Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a character map or character constellation, it's sometimes called. Anyways, it's a diagram that shows you right away at first glance what are the characters in a novel, in a play, and how they relate to each other. Let's go!
English with Mr. B.
I've structured the video in the following way. First, I'd like to show you some examples of what a character map can look like, and there are some differences how people have gone about this. Then I'll show you what you can use it for, so why you need a character map. And then I'll show you the steps you need to take to make a good one so that it has a certain quality. And finally, I go into the techniques you can use, so handwriting versus digital tools. Let's go. All the examples I'll show you are from Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. I thought this would be a good idea because more or less everybody knows the plot or has even read the play or watched the film, so can relate to it. And they're not all ideal, these examples, so I wouldn't say that they're perfect in any way, but they show you what a character map can look like. Let's start with this first one. As you can see, we've got Juliet and Romeo on the two opposing sides, and then their families are clustered around them, which shows us who belongs together, and some of the relationships are marked. So for example, enemies or in love with, etc. In this example, they've used color to make clear who's in what family, not only position, but also color. So the Capulets are all red, the Montagues are all blue, and the other people, the other characters, have different colors yet again. So that's a really nice touch. Maybe a bit too much writing here for my taste in this example, but of course there is information in it. This here is another example that is maybe a little bit more artistic. So it's not really only a character map, but it has drawings in it, etc. But I think it clearly shows the two main characters who love each other. It shows this divide between them. It shows the different characters that appear in the story. So it's quite helpful also, I find. Why would you create a character map? There are several uses that they can have. It's very good to get an overview over a novel, a play, a film, etc. It's very good, especially if you have large numbers of characters, so where you sort of get lost and don't remember names, and this helps you at one glance understand who's who. It helps to, if you want to know who belongs in which group, say there are two friend groups or there are two families like in Romeo and Juliet, that helps. Also, you will understand the individual characters better. So why does somebody feel on the outside, etc.? Why does somebody in this relationship where they are, etc.? Also, it's good to remember the content of a play, of a novel, for a test. So if you create the character map, this will help a lot, and looking at it again will sort of refresh your knowledge on that. Also, a character map is a great basis for a presentation if you want to present your novel or play to somebody else. Let's look at the steps you need to take to create a good character map. I would say you need to start with a list of the characters, because if you just start thinking about who's there, this will take too much time and distract you. So really have the list there first before you start. Also think about right away before you even start how you will structure it. So are there two groups? Are there many different people who are just connected in different ways? Think about which groups there are, maybe families, friends, who should be in the center, so who is more important, who are the protagonists, or is the one protagonist. And there always is a conflict normally in a story, in a plot. So what's the conflict and how can you visualize that in your character map? I would start with the central characters, because you don't want somebody who doesn't play a big role right in the center. You would want the main characters in the center too. Whenever possible, I would use symbols like a heart for love, but of course it's equally fine to just write a short word like loves, or they are friends, or they hate each other, or whatever, so a short expression to describe the relationships. And it can help to directly have adjectives, like one main adjective maybe per character, to tell us a little bit more about this person, this character. And I think color helps to, if you want to show what group a person is in, or if you want to color emotions in a certain way in your map. Let's take a look at the techniques you can use. Of course, handwriting is the one that first comes to mind. You put pen to paper, you have different colors, etc. But the problem here is, once you have written down something, it's not very easy exactly to move it around. So you need to be really sure of what you write down, and you cannot change it. Otherwise, your map will look pretty crazy in the end and it won't be clear at all. Another good technique, I think, is using an iPad with an app, for example, like GoodNotes, where you can make shapes and then connect them with arrows, with symbols, etc. You can also write down points, so I find this a great one, but also can be a bit fiddly to work on an iPad. Another idea is to use PowerPoint or even Microsoft Word and arrange things there. This can also be lots of clicks, very fiddly, but in the end, of course, you can create a very nice graphic diagram. Obviously, there are many other digital options available that you could make use of. I hope that helped a little bit on how to make a nice character map or character constellation. You feel a bit better about that now. If you'd like to know more about English, about any kind of school task, take a look around on my channel. There's lots of material on any kind of task in English you can think of. I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.